The post-playing career of a professional footballer can be a huge challenge. The decision of what to do next in life when your best days are behind you is a daunting one, but few choose this path when in the prime of their career. Peter Knowles was one of those few. Peter Knowles was a forward with Wolverhampton Wanderers who was popular amongst fans for his scoring exploits. He was tipped for big things, but at the age of 23, he made a decision that would shock football, one of the most surprising twists in English football history. This is a story of the man who gave up football to become a Jehovah's Witness. Peter Knowles was born in Fitzwilliam, West Riding of Yorkshire, on the 30th of September 1945. He was the son of former rugby league player Cyril Knowles. Peter and his brother Cyril Jr. would both display promising football ability and would go on to have professional careers in the game. Peter Knowles was spotted by Wolverhampton Wanderers, a side who served as a feeder club to the academy of Wolverhampton Wanderers. In 1962, at the age of 17, Peter Knowles was signed by Wolves on a 6-year contract. With Wolves having been one of the nation's greatest teams in recent years, Knowles was joining football royalty. The legendary Stan Cullis gave Knowles his debut in 1963 in a win over Leicester City. It wouldn't be long before Knowles was on the scoresheet. In his second game for the club, he scored in a 2-2 draw with Bolton Wanderers. Stan Cullis' long and successful tenure at Molineux came to a heartbreaking end in 1964. And Wolves would slump without him, soon being relegated. Knowles was incensed by Cullis' departure and requested a transfer from the club. However, with him getting 6 goals and having great creative contributions despite the club's form, Wolves made him stay to build on what he had done for them so far. He started the next campaign brilliantly, netting 2 hat-tricks early on, and despite having issues of injuries, he finished the season with 19 goals. Whilst Wolves were not promoted that campaign, they would achieve this by finishing second place in 1967. Whilst Knowles had further injury issues back in the top flight, he received a call-up to England's under-23 side and was hopeful of breaking through to the senior team. He also had a trip across the pond that boosted his profile. In a move to promote football in the USA, FIFA would ask sides from Britain to play in a pre-season tournament in America and represent a city. Wolves would represent Los Angeles, and Knowles starred with a number of goals as they won the tournament. Knowles formed a partnership with Derek Dugan and was linked with a move to Bill Shankly's Liverpool, but Wolves rejected the approach. Knowles' goals would consistently help to keep Wolves in Division 1. In 1969, they travelled to America again for another pre-season tournament. The summer of '69, however, would change Peter Knowles' life forever. Knowles starred again as Wolves won the tournament, this time representing Kansas City, but whilst there, he had a chance encounter. Whilst in America, 2 Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on Peter Knowles' door. Knowles was, at the time, an atheist, but upon engaging a conversation with them, Knowles asked why his father and 2 sisters, who he said had never done anything wrong, had died. They answered his question and were able to answer other questions for him that he had never been able to find answers for. After the encounter, Knowles was a changed man. He felt he had been arrogant in demanding a transfer to Liverpool, and also didn't like the negative side football brought out of him on pitch. He feared that one day he may break someone's leg and ruin their life, and did not want that on his conscience. Upon returning to England, he announced to family and friends that he was now a Jehovah's Witness, and said that whilst he would continue playing football, he had lost his ambition and needed time to focus on studying the Bible and may even give up the game for good. On the pitch, Knowles was still in good form. Wolves would win their first 3 matches of the 69-70 season, with Knowles netting 3 times. But a 3-3 draw against Nottingham Forest would ultimately be Knowles' final ever professional appearance. Peter Knowles made the decision to quit the game to follow his newfound faith. He felt the idolisation brought upon him when he put the shirt on contradicted the teaching in the Bible of all men being created equal, as well as feeling the time he had to devote to football would harm his dedication to both religion and family. Peter Knowles left Wolves, having played 174 games and netting 61 goals. His family felt he would be back within 6 months, and the Monday after his decision, Wolves still laid out his kit in training. They would send him contracts that they begged him to sign, and felt it wouldn't be long before he returned. However, Knowles had made up his mind. He worked a variety of jobs to make ends meet, such as a milkman, window cleaner, and working in a warehouse at Marks and Spencer's, all while spreading word of his faith. Wolves continued to hold out hope he would return, but eventually they gave up hope, and in 1982, with Peter Knowles now 36, Wolves made the decision to terminate his contract. The club were left to wonder what might have been. Despite giving up what many feel is a dream job, Peter Knowles had constantly reiterated that he does not regret his decision to leave football behind. Many may question why he did it and feel anger that he left the game, but the decision was in the hand of Knowles, who said he feels far more fulfilled with his life serving God rather than football. Now 77, people may wonder what could have been had Knowles stuck with the game, but he has stated it was the best decision he ever made, and has never once regretted it. As long as Peter Knowles is content with what he has done with his life, that is all that truly matters.